Here are a few things that I wish I had known as a medical student. Now, although I'm a doctor and I am speaking for medical students, but I think this applies to all students, be it any course. So, the first point is knowing when it's an understanding problem or a language problem. I'll give you an example. I was asking about blood pressure to a student, and he told me, ma'am, English is a bit tough for me. Can I speak in my mother tongue, Hindi, and can I explain it to you? So I said, sure, go ahead. And he was not able to explain it in Hindi. And then I told him, okay, let's just forget languages. Can you draw a line diagram? Can you draw a diagram? Can you put a mind map? And he was still not able to do it. And that was a learning curve for both of us, because you see, you would be able to explain it in any language if you understand the concept enough. And students often confuse between the two. They think it is a linguistic gap, a language gap, but in reality it's actually a conceptual gap, an understanding gap. So, and I know that language could be a barrier, and most of the curriculum in India could be in English, but as someone had said, when you state a problem clearly, you arrive at a solution halfway. The second is passive reading versus active recall, and I'm guilty of this too. So I love reading, and especially some of the medical books are written in such a good way, in such a beautiful way, and you keep on going. You keep on you feel like reading, but retrieval also matters in exam. And when you do only passive reading but not active recall, your retrieval might suffer. And the best way to do is you read, obviously, but then when you read a concept or a chapter, you close the book and you write down a few points and from your memory, and then you can open the book and check it, and you can practice this 3 or 4 times. You can either write it down without seeing, or you can say it without seeing. Either students prefer one or the other, or even both. So because retrieval matters a lot in exams and in performance, so to keep both side by side, reading as well as recalling, is good. The third is revision. So revision is not just cramming again and again. When you make yourself familiar with a topic or a subject again and again, your chances of picking it up quickly are more, and your chances of retrieving it are more, be it in exams or be it even in clinical setting. It requires fast retrieval of information so you can perform best. The fourth is, we always say yes, diet, lifestyle, mental health, sleep, but all these are very, very important. I often tell to students, no exam is more than, or it's important than your mental health and peace. And the age old saying is true, health is wealth. So sleep is in fact very important. Proper 7 to 8 hours of sleep is important, because medical students must know that consolidation of memory, storage of memory, converting from short term to long term memory doesn't happen when we are studying. It happens when we are sleeping, when we are resting, when we are giving our mind and body a rest. So sleeping is actually very important. It's quite ignored, but it is a topic of research, because we are beginning to discover that so many things are related to sleep. And the last point is, I've talked to many great professors, clinicians, doctors, researchers, and they always say this one thing, that they never stopped being a student. So degrees might end, but learning will never. So learning is always an ongoing process, and the student mindset is sort of a good thing to have.